Good evening. Welcome to another Wednesday. I have a announcement, some reminders for you here. First, I think just a brief midweek reflection here, and it actually comes from a Bible app that I have, and the verse of the day. It goes along, I guess, some of the lines that what we've kind of discussed over the last couple months, and so, but it's popped up again, and I kind of just chuckled to myself, thinking, well, it's probably not a coincidence. So, scripture that I want to read, very simple: Luke chapter 6, verse 35. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. That's a pretty good challenge for us. I think on a lesser scale, maybe not enemies, but people we disagree with, that comes up an awful lot here in our times today. But just again, another reminder of what Jesus calls us to do, to find ways to love our enemies, to treat them well. And it becomes extremely hard when they don't treat us well back. And I think that's the greatest challenge for us, that what it means to persevere through those times. But all this is able to be accomplished as we move forward in our faith with God and continue to trust in God. We'll see that it indeed will work out in the end. So I just had to chuckle this morning. I said, okay, once again, God, here we go. And so just thought I'd share that with you. And so going forward, I guess speaking of some of our difficulties in life and in our struggles sometimes with faith, that's what our next sermon series is going to be on, for 4 weeks, on failing faith. And we're going to kind of take a look at different areas of life where we might struggle with, and ask questions similar to, God, where are you? Or why aren't you next to me? Why aren't you helping here? So we're going to take a look at some of those areas of life in the next 4 weeks. And then, believe it or not, Advent is just around the corner. Advent begins the very last Sunday of November. That's the first Sunday of Advent, and so that'll take us into the Christmas season. So it's coming fast at us. So, but again, Luke chapter 6, verse 35. It's a good challenge. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. So, a good challenge for us. I want to end with a couple of announcements here. First, just a reminder, this Sunday, November 1st, is going to be our first Sunday with a new schedule. At 9 a.m., we're having indoor worship. At 9:30 will be the outdoor worship. And we should be live streaming, the 9 a.m. worship. So if you're not able to make it to either one, but can be at home and worship with us, the live stream will be at 9 a.m. And the information on how to get to that will come out here later this week. So just as a reminder, the parking is going to be pretty specific. If you're coming to the indoor worship at 9 a.m., we ask that you park in the east parking lot or the back parking lot of the church and enter that back door. That's the only way you'll be able to enter and exit. And then the parking lot service will be happening in the south parking lot, as it has been. And so I want to create a little less congestion and confusion with the parking that way. So parking one. And then for those who are coming indoor, I just ask that you reread the letter with the rules that are set up to be able to worship indoors. We need to follow those rules, or we won't be able to worship indoors. And so I just ask that you take a look at that. There's going to be some signs up. There's going to be some directions given. But that's, we just need everybody to do their best to follow the rules, keep everybody safe during this time. And so, unfortunately, we're limited to 35 people. So once we get 35 people outside of those helping and leading worship, we'll have to say sorry, and maybe you can catch the simulcast or stay for the outdoor worship. So please, again, read through that letter that we sent out last week to help out that way. And also, we need some help still. We had some folks say that they would be willing to help out on Sunday if we could worship inside. And so we've got 2 helpers, I think, so far. One on the fence, and so we need some help with just greeting folks, helping them to get into the building, and some kind of directing of traffic sort of duties. And then one to help with the camera. Pretty simple deal, and so if you're willing to learn, I can teach you. So we just need a little help to make this Sunday morning inside worship go. So, and I guess for the outdoor worship, could use a help setting up, so that Cassie and I could have a brief reprieve between services. So, all right, folks. A lot of information at the end, but I hope this finds you well here this Wednesday evening, and look forward to seeing y'all here this coming Sunday. Bye-bye.